Hello everyone, I'm Neelam from Mishi Blue Tarot, and I'm here today to do a pick a card reading for you. So before we begin, I really want to thank Shaina for encouraging me to do this. Without your support, I wouldn't have been able to get the courage to do this, Shaina. So thank you so much. Okay, coming back to the reading. So as you can see, I have like three piles over here. And the question that we are doing today is how does your love life look like for the month of November? So here are three piles. So I'm going to explain how it works. So the first pile is the peach moonstone. Okay, you can have a closer look. The second pile is the amethyst. And the third pile is the green aventurine. Okay, so what you can do is you can think of the question and pause the video if you want. And from these three piles, you can choose any one that attracts you the most. All right, it can be more than one pile as well. It can be 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 1 and 3, anything. So you can choose it. Okay, so I'm going to mention in the description box about the decks that I'm using, and also if you want to book a private reading with me, all the details will be given below, so you can have a look at that as well. Okay, let's begin. I'll start with the peach moonstone, the first pile. Just give me a minute. So the first pile I have evolution, Knight of Pentacles, the Lovers, the Hermit, Enchantment, the Devil, Regeneration. Okay, so give me a minute while I just kind of get the message for you guys. Okay, so pile number 1. How does your love life look like for the month of November? So from these cards here, what I'm getting is that your person or whoever you're in a relationship with, or even if you're thinking about it, I see that person realizing. I see that person getting into the vibe of love. All right. So this realization has come after a lot of struggle. All right. It can be you, it can be the other person, your significant other as well. So this realization is like led to the birth of something very new, something very it's like giving birth to a new idea. All right. I see a significant door opening in terms of love. I see courage stepping into the picture. I see deep knowing and deep thinking also. So what you can expect in terms of coming towards you is, I feel, a message, uh, movement which is going to be little slow, but you're called upon to have patience about it, because it's come after a lot of deliberation, after a lot of understanding, after a lot of thinking. I'm seeing great enough, I mean, like a lot of thinking. And with this card, with the enchantment card, if you look at the card, it's basically some, I mean, if the significant female, I see her awakening to the idea of love, getting into the vibe of feeling in love, feeling motivated about love, understanding what this entire connection is about. So, if I sum this up, what I feel is that it's an awakening from both the ends. It's something that um, brings about like a why, if, like, for example, if you've planted a tree, it's like the planting of the seeds. It's like now what you see is the first, maybe the first stem coming out from the ground. So it's that, all right. And if you see this card with the regeneration, uh, it is pretty similar to what I just said. It's like uh, it could be that people who've chosen this pile might have, um, you know, suppressed this connection at some point of time, but now it's again coming out. You see, I mean, if you can hear the voice also, it's like the roots pushing up somehow and coming out. So that's what I'm getting from this card. It's that. It's, and maybe the suppression, or maybe the suppression of the feeling was due to deep thinking. It was because maybe one of the significant partner in this connection had been in a zone of deep thinking. All right. So this deep thinking was for the good. It wasn't for something bad or anything. It was for understanding the connection at a deeper level. And this person who had gone in the thinking mode is not somebody who can. I mean, it is somebody who can only function with this kind of a zone. If you look at this card, it is called the Hermit. It's basically a person who needs their own space and time to think and take things to the next level. So they, I mean, in reality, they come across as a little slow. They come across as somebody who might not be very good with spontaneity. They need their own time to evolve. They need their own time to take things to the next level. But the good part about this is that when they decide, it is a massive decision. There is no going back from there. So this decision, or probably this awakening, is like there's no reverse from here. All right, there is no going back from here. It's only going to grow. Like, if you can hear the sound of the roots, I mean, actually I can. It's like the roots kind of pushing from the ground and coming up. It's that. So once that comes out, nobody can push it back. So I'm getting a very positive vibe from pile number 1 in terms of what is in store for you for November in love. I see a thought that will now be actioned upon. Maybe it'll grow. It'll you will be able to see roots of what has been thought about. So, and there is love here. I mean, whomever you've thought of about while choosing this pile, there is one thing that is for sure, and that is love. The love is very much there. Maybe the energy levels between the two of you might not match, because one could be slow, one is fast. So you are being called upon to understand this connection at a deeper level, because your I mean, one of you has taken that effort to understand this at a deeper level. It could be through anything, through meditations, through deep thinking about what this connection is. Um, but yeah, they've put in a lot of effort to get here. And the next step that they're taking is after a lot of, deep thinking. So, yes, I see this to be growing to another level altogether. And for some of you, I also see that, I mean, it could be you, it could be the other person. You were chained somewhere in terms of with your thinking. I mean, chained in terms of like, stuck. The vibe is stuck. And the stuckness comes from chaining your thoughts, not expressing yourself. Um, so I see you breaking free from that because this, if you look at these two cards, I really want to show them to you. So one is the Devil card, which talks about, if you see, there are chains here, right? And this is regeneration. So these two cards, if you look at it, it's like you break this chain and then you're coming out from here, right? So that is what I'm getting, a very positive vibe of gathering courage and doing this. So yeah, whoever has chosen pile number 1, I really hope it resonated. If you liked it, please comment below. And also you can let me know if you have any questions that you would want me to do. For sure, I'll try and do them for you. Thank you. So I'll move to pile number 2 now. Alright, so pile number 2 is the green Aventurine. So whoever has chosen it, stay tuned. Let me just look it out. Okay, so I have 2 cards from one deck and that is accidental, so maybe both of them want to come. Okay, so the cards that I have from the Power of Love, it is called Tolerance and Trust. From the Tarot, I have Judgment, 10 of Wands. Inner Child. The World. Milk and honey. Alright. So give me a moment while I assimilate the message for pile number 2. So for pile number 2, how does your love life look like for the month of November? So what I'm sensing is that there is something to do here with timing, alright? I have a very, very clear indication that you are now aware about a connection and you are putting down all the burdens that were related to this connection. It could also be about healing, all right? There might be some thoughts or some sort of inhibitions regarding the connection that you have. Now I actually see you shedding them. I see you bringing them down. I see you having control over it. And this is because um, it's time. It's time for you to let go of all those inhibitions that were stopping this connection. All right? So it's a very, very direct message, I would say. Um, it's like, I mean, people who've selected this pile, if you believe in awakening, soul awakening, or if you believe in, orders that come from above, it's that. It's like you have kept your feelings, your sorrows suppressed for a really, really long time, and now it's time for you to let go of that. You cannot keep holding on to those feelings anymore because they don't serve you anymore. Um, and this is happening, all of this is happening for the good. I think people who have chosen this pile, maybe prior to this, you guys have probably been in a zone of self sabotage. You know, you've been in a period of believing that you don't deserve love. You've been in a period where you think that you've just been, you know, um, making two ends meet. You're just living for the heck of it. You're just doing it because you have to do it. But you can't keep doing this anymore. You will have to come out of this chain. You will have to break free. You will have to now live for love. All right? And I don't think this is your significant other. This is a message for you. All right? This is a message for you because you are being guided to do this so that you can enter into this phase. If you see this card, it's called Milk and Honey, and see the rainbow, see what is good. All right, it's happening because you can enter in the zone. This is a very beautiful zone, but maybe to enter into this zone, I think you need to break free from your chain of thinking. All right, because maybe your thoughts were something that was preventing this for you. Maybe your suppression, your zone where you did not believe that you deserved this was stopping this connection. All right, you have to awaken your inner child. Maybe there were blocks there, and I see gradually these blocks going away. I see it very, very clearly. I see you communicating. I see you like all the three chakras, I mean, which I'm seeing: crown, third eye, and the throat chakra. It's activating. You need to let that go. You need to kind of let the burden go. You need to trust the universe that it is going to do whatever is best for you. And this trust you can show only on this connection. All right, because it's like the moment you believe in trust is the moment you believe in this connection. It is that strong. And you're in safe hands. You're in safe hands. There's nothing going wrong with you. You're absolutely safe. Because I think you've kept your feelings very suppressed all this while, and it is the end now. You can't keep going on like this. You can't. Because there is always, I mean, anything that is unsaid or anything that is undone will be addressed at some point of your life. So I think that point is here. The point here is opening that box of feelings that you had suppressed. You have to open that. You have to let it out. You have to get out of the zone of thinking that life is just a test of tolerance. You'll have to come out of there because it is not that. It is something very beautiful, and something very beautiful is waiting for you. So you need to step in that zone now. Yeah, and it's, I think your connection with your significant half was very playful, was very cheerful. I mean, when you were in a position of being very, very bubbly, bubbly is the word that I'm getting, and maybe you were in a zone of being very talkative. But I think something happened that you stopped being chirpy, you stopped being somebody who talks. And now it's time that you need to let go of those emotions that you've blocked, the chirpiness, the love that you had blocked. Now is the time for you to let go of this and let love come in, because the moment you trust on universe is the moment this thing will come in, or I think it's already there, I'm not sure. Maybe it's to do with trust. Maybe you don't trust this connection enough. So trust. I think then the gate that is opening for you is the land of milk and honey. So trust is a very important message that I'm getting from pile number 2. So yeah, I hope that it resonates for you. Please leave your comments below if it did. I'd really love to know if your story resonated with it. And if you have any questions in mind that you would want me to do, please feel free to write them. I will try and do them for you. Okay, let's move to pile number 3. So pile number 3 is the amethyst. So the first card I have is peacefulness. Six of Pentacles. Page of Cups. Divine Guidance. The Lovers. The Fates. All right. Give me a moment while I just assimilate the message for you. Okay. So for pile number 3, the most important message that I'm getting for your love life for the month of November is that I see a sense of balance setting in the connection. This connection is there. It's already there. I mean, for some of you, I see the already connections becoming better. And for some of you, I see you getting into a very balanced and stable connection in general. So what I see is that you have stopped fighting now. All right? You've stopped fighting now. You now are understanding that it's fate. It's destiny. It's miraculous that this is just there. All right? There's nothing that can be done about it because it is coming as per divine guidance. All right? Maybe one of you in this connection was a little baffled about what this entire thing is about. Maybe this connection was very strong for you to decipher the depth. I actually see a sense of acceptance, a sense of realization in you that comes as an outcome of divine guidance. And I mean, quite a lot of um, major messages I'm seeing. I mean, there is a realization that this is the love of a lifetime. If you look at this card, the lover's card here, it's a beautiful card, and if you see the Cupid's arrow coming in from there, so yeah, it's like you realize that this is not a simple or probably a very fling like connection. It's not that. It is a divinely guided connection. It is meant, it's here to be, like, for good. And I see this realization setting in, and this realization, once it sets in, it is getting peacefulness in your life. It is bringing in, you recognize the balance, kindness and love that brings calmness to your soul. So I actually have two cards of balance. So Six of Pentacles in general also stands for balance, and it also stands for um, equal give and take. It also stands for being very, very justified in whatever actions you take. So I see this setting in within you guys, whoever's chosen this pile, a zone where you are at peace with the fact that this connection is there. All right, you realize the importance of it, you know that this is here for good. And once you realize this, I see a small offer of love that will be made either from your side or from your significant other. I see this coming in I mean, this is not a very major thing. It is going to be a little juvenile. It is going to be a little playful, but it'll be full of emotions. It'll be full of happiness. It'll be something that is to do with a lot of love. I mean, the start could be very small. The start would not be very, very big. I mean, I'm not seeing a marriage of sorts like in the beginning itself, but what I see is a progress that sets in after, that comes in after this balance sets in. And overall, whatever is happening through this guidance that you are receiving. Probably you are dreaming about it, or there are some synchronicities that you are noticing. So it's coming from there. I mean, even if you don't want to notice, maybe the universe will make you notice the something. Maybe you're just being guided towards it. You're just being pushed towards this connection because it is fated. All right, because it is. I mean, this guidance that is setting in you actually is also making you realize that there's no point fighting this connection, because there are certain things that are not going to change. It will not change. However, whatever you keep doing, it'll just be there. All right. So I see this significant thing coming in your life in the month of November, and this is huge. This is like the ultimate peace that you had been looking for everywhere. You'd probably been searching for it everywhere. I'm seeing, like, you went to the sea. You tried to look for it at work, but no. It's this connection that brings in that stability and the peace that you've always been looking for. So, and it is a very strong connection. You guys maybe are people who have the same sort of thinking as well. For some of you, you think alike. There can be a possibility that there is a huge telepathic connection in people who've chosen this pile. You share a huge telepathic connection between the two of you. And now once this realization, this chord has come in between, that that joins both of you, is the balance, is the stability, is the peace that this connection brings in. and there is huge amount of love between the two of you, maybe unrecognized at the moment, maybe not believed at the moment, but eventually in the month of November I'm seeing this thing bringing in a lot of stability, a lot of peace, balance, love, and acceptance. The most important, acceptance of this connection in the way it is, in the way it is there. It's divine light. You both are kind of inseparable. You might choose different paths for a while, but eventually land up coming close to each other, being with each other. Yeah, pretty intense smile. All right, this is what I'm getting for pile number 3. You can leave your comments below if it did resonate, and do let me know if there are any specific questions that you would want me to look at, and I will try to do them as soon as possible. Also, please subscribe my channel and let me know. Thank you.